young student, young guy who's a 24-year-old was dancing somewhere in the party and got heart attack. Somebody was just sitting and got a heart attack. Somebody was riding and got a heart attack. There may be other things related to the diseases and all, but one factor is stress. You know how stress occurs to your life? It actually comes from when you do not express, when you do not talk, when you don't share. Anybody who is very open, very talkative and expressive, they will not feel lonely because they are expressive. People who feel lonely, ask yourself, you are not expressive actually. And need to build certain environment. Your phones are not allowed. So when you come inside a cafe, you will not allowed to use your phone. The only thing which you do is interact, play games, have fun, and take something from there. That maybe friends, maybe network, maybe learning from their experiences. Maybe from you, your experiences can be there. The three things which Singularity Cafe is: learn, connect, and share. Learn from the people experiences whom you're sitting with. Their journey can teach you a lot of things. Then connect to people. I don't know how many people you have interacted among yourself, but I see it was a great opportunity for you people coming on a different set of background, different states, having your own story. So our platform gives you an opportunity, irrespective of what race, gender, caste, religion, or choices and orientation you have. You're most welcome to a cafe, and you be as you are. And we respect people as the human being, right? And you get to know a lot of things from the book. Here you have a human book to you, and you can be a human book to me. Well, I'll borrow your time, your half an hour. When I want to know maybe your story, I would like to express myself. Saying to somebody who you do not know is easier. Somebody whom you know, right? There's thoughts maybe in your mind, right? Maybe that take an advantage of yours. Maybe take your weaknesses and take an advantage out of it. But when you share somebody whom you do not know, you don't have any inferior things, right? You don't have any thoughts like whether they take an advantage of your weakness and things. So you easily can share and you can connect to people. That's something which we want to build. So borrow your time and borrow a human book where you can share your idea and things. That's something which we want to do it. It's offer platform to connect and learn and each experiences. This is what Google says all about us. So we talk about now more into the idea apart from Singularity Cafe, how we made it actually, and how we utilized digital space, social media and different things to get an idea, let people know what we are doing. When we launched our cafe in Varanasi, the entire space of web portals, if you know web portals, we call it news portals or a news magazine. The information was circulated, the web. We were everywhere. RBCJ Media, Logical Indian, News Times, Times of India, Edu Times, a lot of portals. You say it and we'll say we are there. So we were there, and Google rated us good. Not because we wanted Google to rate us, because people who visited our cafe, a space, they liked experiences, and the feedback have shown us truly. So when you search Singularity Cafe on Google, you'll find we all are in the first rank. Yeah. So now I would like to know how we did it and how you can utilize certain set of digital skills or digital platform to spread your idea or your brand or your services or product to people, right? So we'll see why digital presence is important. What is digital presence? What is digital presence? I want you to volunteer now. I want you to interact with me, right? Let's build a human book. So I'll be one book and you will be another book. I want somebody to raise their hand and talk to me. Yeah, please tell me, what is digital presence?
So it is easily accessible every time, and the flow of information is very fast and powerful.
And Anybody else would like to?
Guilty over social platform.
That is digital. Yeah. Or anybody else? Digital space is present is whatever digital presence is. Like we have earlier, we do not have social media, right? We had newspapers, we had magazines, we had like Champak. How many of you read Champak? Sarasari. So we should have certain magazines, right? Like any of you have Reader Digest. So earlier we were a fan of books, right? Even when I used to travel by train, I used to carry these books and then read it. Now we have digital space. You got electronic media, and after 2015, we have social media very active. We call it Facebook, we call it Twitter, we call it Instagram, we call it TikTok, right? And LinkedIn and many more. So when you say digital presence is something which is not offline, when you say a physical presence, you can touch it. A physical thing which you can touch it. Magazine, newspaper, you would have touched it, right? You can feel it actually. The books, you can feel it. But digital presence, you cannot touch it, but you can see it and feel it. So anything which you see in digitally, that is digital presence. When you say presence, it's like you can be anywhere, search anywhere around the world. If you have an account on Facebook, then you have a digital presence. If you have an account on LinkedIn, then it means that you have a digital presence. If you have an account at any different platforms which you call it social media, then you have a digital presence. And if you search your name, by your name even on Google, you'll find a profile somewhere on one of them. That's called a digital presence. Have you searched your name on Google? How many of you search your name on Google? And what all you see?
I want.
Every post of yours. And then you search on Google. Then Google will show your images. You are having a hair fall. Will you trust me? You'll see how credible I am. The very basic step what we'll do, we'll Google. We'll search who am I? What my organization does actually. Am I a trusted organization? And many of us, what we do now, we see Google reviews as well. But people have given a feedback or suggestion or something. That your digital presence has an importance. So we talked about, right? So let's see why it is more important. Increase brand awareness. Because social media gives you a platform. Like for example, whenever we want to build, we are building any product, any services. Until and unless people are not aware of those products and services, how will you get the customer? It's very important and you're producing any product. But how will you get to know whether I'm producing a good product? Right? Ramdev ji. I won't say Baba, I'll say Ramdev because he's an entrepreneur and can talk to him. So Mr. Ramdev has introduced himself less 10 years back. He's made him 10,000 crore of business. 10,000 crore of business, less than 10 years. Which Nutrilla and other bigger brands took 20, 30, 50 years to build that much of revenue. How? They made it. Ramdev used actually the digital space with an idea that this is actually nature related product which will actually not harm your skin, harm your body, right? And use your emotions to protect it. And it got spread widely. Good product and we started buying it and then we left what we were earlier and then things work well. So digital presence of your product with the services what you're doing, you should. I am talking to about 100 people and I'm producing one cafe in Varanasi. And I want to have a business of 100 crore in a year. Will I get a 100 crore business of these 100 people? Will you make me 100 crore person in a year?
No.
Obviously, even if you can say 1,000 a day to my cafe, you won't be able to make me that way.
Yes.
I need people from Varanasi, apart from this conference, right? This VHO has 30,000 students. 30,000. We have institutes, 12 faculties and 5 institutes here in VHO. 30,000 students we have. How will I reach to the 30,000 students? Take your social account, you write yourself, right? You write about yourself. What kind of person you are, where did you born, where did you do your schooling, something which you write, which gives me an advantage. I can choose my area. If I want to talk to people, somebody BHU, I have an advantage in social media. I can target those audience and can reach out to them. So this helps you and then generate leads, build relationship with the
इतना
customers
simple
in life.
PPT.
What staying in slum area in Anna Nazari UK? He did not have father and mother. He's the only one in his family taking care of his younger brother and sister. And I should give session to him while he should study in schools. He got impressed with my idea and gifted me this pen. Are you going to buy it? How
Yes.
many of you are going to buy it? I haven't taken it somebody else. I was just saying you the idea of storytelling. So, by promoting using the social media technique, while distributing idea of yours, actually you can build relationship with people. For example, you always silent when you are saying something, right? Maybe you're not interested in buying the pen, but you got emotional somehow. And you started listening to me. Your eyes was charmed. Because story has that power. It connect to people. So, whenever I do my social media or whatever things we do is use storytelling. Because storytelling is one technique which you can use while you want to promote your brands, your product and services. But I'll come to this target. And how will you choose your audience? You're going to purposes the product and services which you build. Our idea, if we cafe, we were building it, we had a characterization of the audience parts. And we decided we'll reach out to the age of 14 years to 60 years and above 60 years. Why 14 years? We realize after when you go to higher secondary, you start having depressions because you have career pressure. You have a pressure of doing something, improve yourself. Then we realize we can have your result. Then you go to colleges, then you have another kind of pressure. When you go to a job, when you go for a job, they need us, we need them, and they need us because there's nobody at home to listen to them. But we can be the person and they can be a buyer to us. So we realize our audience should be less, like above than 14 years. And I will categorize like colleges to what segment, schools to what segment, to elderly people, retired people to open, working professionals.